All right, let me make this quick. I'm on break and it's hot as heck. It just dropped down from 100 to 98. That's what it says on my dash. So let me make this quick video. One thing about me, I love watching tiny home videos. I love watching, people who transform mobile homes, RVs, and different things of that nature, right? I also like watching people who do van life. They convert their vans, their vehicles, and different things like that. There's this channel here on YouTube called Glorious Life on Wheels. I believe that's the name of it. Very sweet lady. And a lot of her content gears towards people who are, I guess you would say elders. They're in their elder years and they're experiencing, certain dilemmas. Now they may have decided to do van life. They may have always wanted to do it or found it interesting. And then there are a lot of elders who, for specific financial reasons, find themselves living out of their van. And it's just so sad. Like, I watched a video where she interviewed two elders. One, I believe she was in her 60s, and one that was in her 70s, and they were both retired. They were on Medicaid, and they were talking about Social Security. Now, one thing about Social Security, they don't pay you nothing, okay? So I know from experience with, just communicating with other elders, remembering my grandmother and my parents now at that age, and I remember my grandmother, and I know you probably remember as well, calling it a fixed income because it's fixed, okay? And a lot of times it's not that much. And it's so sad that how I feel like society kind of like pushes the elders aside, and they're still very much important to our society, but it's like they're not cared for in the way that they're supposed to be. And it's like when they get to an age where maybe they've worked for 30, 40, 50 years, they deserve to retire. Maybe they have retired or went into retirement because of health ailments, or because of, they had to have surgery or different things like that. The point is, if they've put into the system for so many years, they should be able to reap the benefits and live comfortably. I'm not saying that, they need to be rich or anything like that. Aside from, if you worked at a job in a position for many years and you have 401k and different things like that, a lot of people are not fortunate to be able to put into a 401k. Or have different things like that for many reasons. Maybe their job didn't offer it, or, the way the job market is at this point now, many people just jump jobs. They go to where they need to go, where the money is, There's just many different variables. But my thing is, it's just so sad how they're on a fixed income and can't even afford basic necessities. Like the first lady stated that, at one point in time, she pretty much reduced her income. She tried to reduce her income so much where she couldn't even do it anymore. Like, she was eating one time a day. Can you imagine your grandmother or your parents eating one time a day? Like, you would feel some type of way, The lady also discussed how, just trying to stay cool in the summertime, things that we dealing with high utility bills. She had to end up renting a room, with her family. Another lady stated that she took care of children for many years, and a lot of times she took care of children for free, because when parents decided to work, a lot of their funding from the state and the government was taken away. And now that she's in a stage where she needs it, she doesn't even get what she deserves. And they stated how there was supposed to have been like a hike in benefits for those on Social Security, and she said it went up. However, it took away from their other benefits, so their co-pays went up. The other lady spoke on how she needed knee surgery, and she just can't afford. It's just ridiculous how it makes me sad. It makes me want to cry how our elders are literally struggling. And one of the other ladies stated that, you know, if she made $9 more, then everything would be taken away from her. So a lot of people would say, well, why don't you get a part-time job? Why don't you do this? If they decide to do that, everything will be taken away from them. And then they're living off their part-time income, which was nothing anyway. And they're back in the hole. So it's just like, they can't even help themselves. If they try to help themselves, then it puts them at more of a deficit. Like, what are they supposed to do? It's just extremely sad. And I am grateful that, you know, the content creator and many like her, you know, Glorious Life on Wheels, who they do these videos to kind of help out or help guide or lead a lot of our elders in trying to help them overcome this challenge and basically, you know, survive, you know. It's just extremely sad. And the other lady stated that she had a home, but she allowed her daughter, her son-in-law, their children to move in, so they pay the mortgage, and she tries to pay, you know, some of the other bills, what she can with what little money that she does have, and she doesn't want to put an extra burden on them by running the electricity up, by running the air conditioner, the central air and heat and different things like that. So she says, you know, a lot of times she tries to go out to the stores. Well, she goes to the community center, the elder community center, but they close at like 2. So especially in the summertime in the heat, especially everywhere now, I ain't gonna say just down here in the South, but everywhere, it's like 100 degrees plus. Like, we're September 25th and it was 100 degrees just a few minutes ago. Okay, so just imagine elders being out in that heat. That's not good for children, elders, anybody, but especially the children and the elders. So she says she finds herself going into different stores like Walmart, or, you know, just to sit around. That can be very tiring and draining. It's just very depressing. It's I think a light needs to be shined on this for a lot of our politicians, local, to see if something can be done about this. Like, it's really disheartening. I just wanted to speak on that. It really does something to me to see that the elders are really suffering like that. But what do y'all think about this situation with the whole Social Security and being on a fixed income, and the Social Security and not even providing enough for elders? And, you know, I have no issue, you know, if I had grandparents, or even if my parents were in need, or an elder that I know, I would definitely help them out as much as I can. But we all try to help ourselves. But definitely, if I see an elder in need, you know, I'm gonna reach out. You know, if you need to come to my house during, you know, the summertime, or run the air or whatever. But what are y'all thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section. Peace.